I never thought filing a sexual harassment report against the star quarterback would swap my body with his. But when it did, I didn't scream, I planned. The counselor, that spineless prick in his tweed jacket, leaned back like I was the problem, saying, "Sophia, emotions run high in senior year. Maybe you're projecting your own issues." And that's when I knew the system's rigged for guys like Jake Harlan. By the time the principal's voice crackled over the intercom calling me to his office, I was already hacking the school's ancient server from the library computer. Because fuck calming down, this was war. And I'd wear his skin to burn it all down. You know that moment in those gritty American crime flicks where the underdog realizes the deck's stacked, and instead of folding, they flip the table? That's me. Sophia Reyes, 18 years old, senior at Lincoln High in the sprawl of suburban Detroit, where the factories rust under gray skies and dreams die in strip mall parking lots. But this isn't some John Grisham novel, it's my life. Raw and unraveling. The kind of story that gets you canceled on Twitter before you can blink. And it started not with a bang, but with Jake Harlan's hand on my ass during chem lab. I'd known Jake since freshman orientation. He was the golden boy, 6'2", broad shoulders from endless football drills. That easy grin plastered on billboards for local car dealerships. His family's old money, Harlan Enterprises, owned half the auto parts warehouses in Macomb County. Me, Latina mom from the wrong side of 8 Mile. Dad split when I was 6, scraping by on scholarships and night shifts at the diner. We weren't enemies. Hell, we flirted at parties, shared stolen sips of cheap vodka under bleachers. But that day in lab, as we titrated acids like it was foreplay, his fingers lingered too long, squeezing like he owned me. "Come on, Soph. Loosen up," he laughed. The class chuckling along because who challenges the king? I shoved his hand away, heart pounding like a bass drop at a SoundCloud rap battle. "Touch me again, and I'll report your ass." The room went quiet. That heavy American silence where everyone's waiting to see if the brown girl will back down. He smirked, eyes cold as Lake Huron in January. "You'd ruin your future for that? Think about it." But I didn't think. I felt the betrayal like a gut punch. Not just his grab, it was the echo of every just joking catcall. Every teacher looking the other way because Jake's dad donated to the booster club. By lunch, the whispers started. "Sophia's on her period," someone snickered. My best friend, Mia Petite, blonde, the kind of girl who got cast as the prom queen in our improv skits, pulled me aside in the cafeteria line. "Babe, Jake's devastated. He said you misread signals." "Maybe talk it out." "Misread?" I stared at her, the betrayal deepening like roots in cracked concrete. Mia, who'd crashed on my couch after her parents' divorce, who'd sworn we'd conquer this hellhole together. Now she was gaslighting me for him? "You're choosing him?" I hissed. She shrugged, eyes darting. "It's complicated. His parties are." She trailed off. But I saw it, the designer bag slung over her shoulder, the new iPhone. Jake's gifts. No doubt. That afternoon, I marched to the counselor's office. The one with the faded safe space, poster peeling at the edges. Mr. Ellis, balding and bespectacled, listened with that practiced nod, scribbling notes on yellow legal pad. "Sophia, these allegations are serious. But Jake's a good kid, varsity captain. College scouts watching." I laid it out, the grab, the threats, the way it made my skin crawl like roaches in the trap under my sink. He steepled his fingers. "Emotions run high. Senior year stress. Hormones. Maybe journal about it?" Calm down before we escalate.
Calm down.
Those words ignited something primal. A fire from generations of women told to swallow their rage. I stood, voice steady as Detroit steel. I'm filing the report. Today.
He sighed.
Like I was the burden, and handed me the form. As I signed, my phone buzzed. Mia, don't do this. You'll regret it. Regret? The real regret was trusting her. Trusting this school that worshipped jocks over justice. I hit send on the digital copy to the district office from the hallway payphone, the one kids used to prank call pizza joints. That's when the intercom crackled. Sophia Reyes to the principal's office. Immediately, Principal Hargrove's domain was a shrine to small-town power, mahogany desk, framed photos with governors, a signed Lions jersey from Barry Sanders. He was ex-military, buzz-cut graying at the temples, eyes like drill bits. Miss Reyes, he boomed, not offering a seat. This report. It's causing quite the stir. Jake slouched in the corner chair, feigning remorse, but his smirk flickered when Hargrove turned. Mia hovered by the door, twisting her bracelet, the one I'd given her for her 16th. Betrayal tripled. A knife twist. Sir, it's true. Hargrove cut me off, sliding a folder across the desk. My folder. Transcripts. Psych eval from sophomore year when mom's depression landed her in the ER. Notes from teachers calling me disruptive. We have a history here. Sophia. Anger issues. And Jake? He's got a full ride to Michigan State on the line. Jake piped up, voice cracking just right. I didn't mean it.
Sir.
We were just messing around. Messing around. Like my body was a football to fumble. Hargrove leaned in, voice low, conspiratorial. Drop the report, and we make this go away. No suspensions. No records. But push it, and he tapped the folder. We'll have to dig deeper. Your mother's situation, for instance. Medicaid fraud whispers. My blood iced. Mom's pills. The donations to cover copays. Nothing illegal. But twisted right. It could bury us. Mia whispered.
Soft.
Please, her eyes pleading. But I saw the calculation. Her spot on the cheer squad. Her escape from this Rust Belt trap. I nodded, throat tight, and walked out. But in the bathroom stall, tears hot on my cheeks, I didn't break. I pulled out my laptop, hacked the district Wi-Fi months ago for free Netflix, and dove into the server. Emails, logs, scandals. That's when I found it, Project Echo, buried in Hargrove's private drive. A wellness initiative funded by Harlan Enterprises, testing some black market neural tech smuggled from Silicon Valley labs. Body swaps? No. Mind transfers. Experimental. For empathy training. Volunteers only. But the logs showed coercion. Kids pressured. Records scrubbed. Jake's name topped the list. Test subject alpha, with Mia as handler. The betrayal crashed like a demolition derby, my best friend, selling me out for a slice of that power pie. They'd swapped minds before. Petty shit like switching during exams. But this, they planned to frame me, swap me into some nobody's body, pin the harassment on crazy Sophia to discredit the report. I slammed the laptop shut, pulse thundering. Calm down?
Fuck that.
By midnight, in my room with the AC humming against the humid Michigan night, I rigged a USB drive, malware to hijack Echo's interface. One jab, and I'd swap with Jake. wear his privilege like a second skin,
Dismantle it from the inside.
it was controversial as hell, illegal, unethical, the kind of vigilante justice that'd make Reddit explode. But in America, where the powerful skate and the rest scrape, sometimes you gotta steal their shoes to walk in their blood. The next morning, Chem lab again. Jake sauntered in, winking at Mia across the room. I palmed the drive. Heart a jackhammer. Hey, Harlan, I called.
Voice syrupy.
He turned,
Confused.
truce. I held out the drive like an olive branch. He snatched it, plugging into the lab computer for notes. The swap hit like lightning, my vision blurred, world tilting, and suddenly I was staring at my own body, wide-eyed and gasping. Jake and me stumbled back, Mia rushing to him. But I, in his towering frame, flexed my new fingers, tasting power. What the fuck? My old voice yelped. I grinned, Jake's perfect teeth flashing. Game on. The day blurred in stolen sensations, the weight of his Letterman jacket, the deference in hallways. Teachers calling Mr. Harlan with deference. Lunch with the team, pounding Bud Lights in the lot. Their crude jokes landing different now. I was the butt, but also the blade. Mia cornered me after, eyes frantic. Jake, what happened? I leaned in, voice a low rumble. Your boy's taking a timeout in my skin. And you? You're next on the list. Her face paled, the secret cracking. She'd known about Echo from the start. Hargrove's golden girl. Trading favors for swaps to ace tests. Dodge scandals. The buried secret. Last year, during a party, Jake OD'd on fentanyl-laced pills, Harlan money buying silence, but they swapped him with a freshman dealer kid, letting the boy take the fall. The cops ruled it suicide. Family buried it. But that kid?
Gone.
Life swapped for Jake's golden one. I'd borne the grief indirectly. Mia confided in me. Or so I thought. But it was grooming, making me the confidant to keep me close. By evening, in Jake's McMansion marble counters, infinity pool glowing under floodlights, I rifled drawers. Evidence. Echo logs on his laptop. Hargrove's emails promising enhanced performance for the team. Controversial? Hell yes, mind-swapping minors for grades and glory. All under the guise of mental health. My decisions mounted. Do I expose it all? Risk swapping back to oblivion? Or play deeper? Controversial moves like seducing Mia in this body. Twisting the knife? I chose the dark path. Texting her from Jake's phone, meet me. We need to talk about Sophia. The trap sprung. She arrived at the pool house. Sundress fluttering in the breeze off Lake St.
Claire.
Jake. Fix this. Swap back. I pulled her close. His strong arms encircling. Lips brushing her ear.
Why?
This is what you wanted. Power. She shoved. But not hard.
Confusion warring with desire.
You're not him. I laughed. Low and cruel. But I know everything. The OD. The kid you let rot. Hargrove's cut of the tech sales. Her eyes widened. The betrayal boomeranging. She'd thought me the weak link. But now I held the noose. We tangled then. Not love but leverage. Her whispers spilling secrets as I mapped the web. Hargrove's wife in on it. Laundering funds through the PDA, Jake's dad supplying the neural implants from shady overseas labs. As she dressed, zipping up shame, I felt the first crack in my revenge armor. This body, its urges, its entitlement, whispered temptations. What if I kept it? College. Fame. Escape from mom's weary eyes.
But no.
Sofia Reyes didn't fold. I sent the first leak. Anonymous email to the Detroit Free Press. Echo files attached. By dawn, reporters swarmed the school gates. Hargrove's empire teetering. But Jake, in my body, wasn't idle. He trashed my room, planted weed in my locker, framing the crazy girl who'd started it all. Cops hauled Mom in for questioning, her voice breaking on the phone. Mija, what have you done? Guilt clawed, but rage fueled. Time for escalation. Power's a drug. Man, hits harder than the oxy flowing through these Midwest veins. And in Jake Harlan's body, I was hooked. Senior week at Lincoln High. Homecoming banners flapping like surrender flags in the crisp October wind. And I'm striding the halls in his Nikes. Kids parting like the Red Sea for Moses. But inside, it's a storm, my mind screaming in his baritone. Plotting moves that'd make Machiavelli blush. Controversial? Try felonious. I was committing identity theft on a soul level, and the high was eclipsing the horror. Mia became my reluctant accomplice, or so she thought. After the pool house, she slunk into homeroom late, cheeks flushed, avoiding my Jake's gaze. But by third period, a note slipped into my locker, library. 4 p.m. Fix this or I tell. Tell what? The affair? The swaps? I crumpled it, adrenaline spiking. The library, that musty tomb of forgotten AP prep books, was Echo's ground zero, neural rig hidden in the AV closet, wired to the old projectors. Perfect for confrontation. I got there early, fiddling with Jake's phone, scrolls of nudes from cheerleaders, deals for Adderall texted to boosters. Disgust roiled, but knowledge armed. Mia burst in, ponytail swinging like a metronome of anxiety. Swap back.
Now.
Hargrove's freaking. The leak hit the news. I lounged against the stacks, arms crossed over his pecs. And let it burn. Her eyes darted to the closet door. You don't get it. This tech. It's not just games. Harlan Sr. funded it for profit, selling to prisons, corporations. Mind control light. The secret deepened. A chasm. Not empathy training, but corporate espionage tools. Swapping execs into rivals' heads for insider scoops. Lincoln High? Beta test. Kids as guinea pigs. She lunged for the rig, but I blocked, grabbing her wrist, gentle, but firm. His strength a reminder of inequality baked into bone. You're in too deep.
Mia.
The OD cover-up? That's accessory to murder. She yanked free, tears streaking mascara. It was an accident. Jake panicked. The kid was crashing anyway. We saved him.
Saved?
That freshman. Tommy Ruiz, another kid from the barrio like me, left to OD in a jail cell, body convulsing while Jake cheered at prom in his skin. I'd borne the mistake indirectly, consoling Mia through guilt, never knowing I was hugging the knife. Bullshit, I snarled. You chose power over people. Now help me. Or join him. Reluctance cracked under pressure. She keyed the override. Spilling more. Hargrove, safe in his office, held the master logs. Unredacted names. Dates. Swaps that tanked lives. A teacher fired for incompetence after a swap gone wrong. A girl institutionalized. Mind fractured. Controversial decisions loomed. Expose it all? Drag innocence into the light? Or selective strikes? My vengeance a scalpel? I chose the blade, forcing Mia to copy files while I stood watch, heart hammering to the rhythm of distant gym echoes. That night, Harlan Mansion felt like a cage in silk sheets. Jake's room, posters of Tom Brady, shelf of trophies gleaming like false gods. I video called Mom from his account, voice modulator app twisting it casual. Hey.
Ma.
It's me, Sophia's fine. Just borrowing a friend's phone. Her face, lined from double shifts at the auto plant, lit with worry. Mijo? Wait. Sophia? Slip up. I hung up, guilt gnawing like rust on the Ambassador Bridge. But revenge didn't pause for tears. I drove his Ford F-150 through neon-lit streets, Woodward Avenue pulsing with Friday night crowds, tacos from trucks, bass from lowriders. Pulled up to Hargrove's Colonial in Grosse Pointe, the rich enclave where lawns stayed emerald year-round. Breaking in was child's play, window latch loose, like his morals. Office reeked of cigars and old money. Safe cracked with his stethoscope app on the phone, combos from his calendar. Echo anniversary dates. Inside, drives.
Contracts.
A photo of Hargrove shaking hands with Harlan Sr. At a gala, Mia beaming in the background. The betrayal crystallized. Mia wasn't just complicit. She was architect. Recruiting stressed kids for swaps. Earning tuition breaks. She'd buried Tommy's death to protect her climb, letting me grieve a suicide while she partied. My crime? Bearing her silence. The emotional labor of friendship turned weapon. Sirens wailed distant. Cops?
No.
Just patrol. I slipped out, drives burning in my pocket. Back home, his home, I uploaded partials to a dark web drop, tagged for journalists. By morning, national headlines, Michigan schools mind swap scandal, elite kids trading lives. Stocks dipped for Harlan Enterprises. Hargrove's wife lawyering up. Jake. In my body. Went nuclear. School assembly. Him, me. Sobbing on stage about bullying, twisting the harassment report into my delusion.
Kids ate it up.
Justice for Sophia trending. Ironic as a Trump tweet. Mia texted, "You're destroying us. Meet at the field. Midnight. Last chance." The football field. Floodlights off. Goalposts skeletal against starry skies. I arrived in Jake's Mustang, engine growling like my resolve. She waited on the 50-yard line, bundled in his hoodie, stolen intimacy. "End it," she pleaded. Swap back. Blame the hack on grief. Tempting. That American dream of clean slates.
But no.
Tell me why Tommy. Her confession spilled. Pressure from Hargrove. Jake's addiction spiraling. The swap, oh mercy, to sober him up.
Lies.
It was cover, Harlan Sr. Testing durability. Seeing if minds could reset in fresh bodies. Tommy born the fall. His immigrant family deported in the chaos. Mistake mine by proxy through Mia's feigned friendship. We fought then, not fists, but words. Her slapping at my chest. Me, him, catching her hands. I loved you.
Soft.
As a friend. Loved. Betrayal's cruelest cut. In the tussle, she triggered the rig's remote, panic button in her bracelet. Agony ripped, minds yanking, bodies inverting. I slammed back into mine, gasping on dew-slick grass. Her and Jake's. Staggering. But I was ready, taser from my backpack, zapping her down. Controversial? Tasering your ex-bestie in a football field at midnight? Front page felony. But she woke zip-tied to the goalpost. Phone live streaming to the free press tip line. Tell them everything, I whispered. Hitting record. Hargrove called at dawn. Voice oily. Sophia.
Come in.
We can fix this. Trap. I went. Recorder hidden. Mom waiting in the truck, freed after leaks proved the frame. His office swarmed with feds now. FBI badges flashing like bad omens. You little bitch, he hissed before they cuffed him. This was bigger than you. Bigger. National security ties. Neural tech-eyed for interrogations. My revenge crested, Jake arrested in my old clothes. Mia spilling in interrogation. Harlan Sr. fleeing to Cayman accounts. But the high faded fast. Swap aftereffects. Migraines like sledgehammers. Flashes of Jake's memories, his dad's belt. The pressure to perform. I collapsed in the ER. Mom stroking my hair. Whispering prayers in Spanish.
Why, Mia?
Because betrayal's a thief. Stealing your skin. Controversial choice. I could have stopped at leaks. Played victim. Instead, I became the monster. Tasering. Hacking. Dismantling lives. Worth it? In the sterile beep of monitors. Doubt crept. Waking in that hospital bed. Tubes snaking like accusations. I stared at the ceiling tiles, stained like the underbelly of this whole mess, and wondered if revenge was just another swap. Trading my soul for their ruin. Detroit General. Fluorescent hum and distant train whistles from the yards. The city that birthed Motown and mayhem in equal measure. Mom dozed in the vinyl chair. Her work-rough hands clasped, crucifix glinting. I'd won. Sort of. Headlines screamed, echo exposed, congressional hearings looming. Harlan Empire crumbling like the Packard plant ruins. Jake in juvie. Mind fractured from botched swaps. Mia in psych eval. Babbling about stolen identities. Hargrove facing racketeering charges. His wife testifying for immunity. But victory tasted like ash in a diner ashtray. Dark. Tense. The kind of ending that splits book clubs into camps. Justice or jihad. The feds visited first. 2 suits with Midwest bluntness. Agent Kowalski chewing gum like it owed her money. Miss Reyes. Your hack's impressive. But aiding and abetting neural tampering? That's 20 plus. I sat up. For tugging. Voice croak from disuse. Self-defense. They started it, swapped me to frame a report. She flipped her notebook. Eyes narrowing. The harassment? Verified. But the taser. The leaks. Vigilantism's controversial.
Kid.
DA might cut a deal if you testify.
Testify.
Drag it all into courtrooms with oak benches and perjured oaths. America's theater of the absurd. I nodded. But inside. The twist brewed, the one that'd flip the script. Leave readers arguing till dawn. Discharge day. Rain sheeting the windows like judgment. I stepped into chaos. Reporters mobbing the lot. Mics thrust like bayonets. Sophia. Was it worth it? A girl from the back. Freckled and fierce. You a hero or hacker? I pushed through. Mom's arms steel. But the question lodged like shrapnel. Worth it? Tommy's family got a call. Exoneration pending. Restitution from Harlan assets. Mom's Medicaid cleared. Whispers of a settlement. But me? Nightmares of Jake's memories. His first swap. Age 15. Into a rival player's body to sabotage a game. Doping the kid with GHB. Hospitalizing him. The buried secret-eyed uncovered, twisted deeper. I wasn't random. Mia chose me because of Mom's instability, echoing Jake's childhood. A twisted empathy play. They'd planned to swap me permanently. Let new Sophia confess to fabricating the harassment. Discredit me too in microcosm. Back home, our shotgun rental off Greshit. Couch sagging under Afghans, I rebuilt. Deleted socials. Enrolled online for community college. Shifts at the diner flipping eggs with a side of spite. But the antagonist lingered. Harlan Sr. Out on bail. His lawyers circling like vultures over roadkill. He cornered me one drizzly Tuesday. Black Escalade idling outside the school I'd transferred to, rival turf. Cass Tech, where the diverse kids didn't bow to privilege. Sophia, he drawled, Southern transplant polish over Detroit grit. We can make you whole. I leaned against the chain link. Rain beating on my hoodie.
Whole.
Your son's rotting because of you. He smiled. Teeth too white. Echo was progress. Swaps save lives. Therapy for trauma. You felt it. In his skin. Power. The temptation slithered. Offers of hush money. Experimental cures for my migraines. Controversial decision loomed. Join or jail him. I played along. Meeting in his tower office overlooking the river. Floor-to-ceiling glass reflecting a city reborn in condos and craft breweries. What if I expose the military ties? I bluffed. Recorder whirring in my bra. He laughed. Pouring scotch neat. Black budgets. Darling. They'd bury you deeper than Tommy. Then the twist. He slid a file across my file. But not. Photos of Mom. Young. In a lab coat. Notes on Project Echo origins. Your mother's the ghost in the machine. She coded the first algorithm. Back in the 90s. Left when ethics clashed. Harlan money too dirty. But she took prototypes. Sold to cartels south of the border. World inverted. Mom? The betrayal supernova. Not victim. But architect. Fleeing guilt into single motherhood. Raising me on half-truths. The crime I'd borne? Her mistake. Swapped onto innocence like Tommy. Like me. She'd whispered warnings about bad men but never the why. Rage redirected. But clarity sharpened. Harlan Sr. leaned in. Join us. Finish her work legitimately. The high point, I tasered him, his own security model. Swiped from the desk, cuffing him to the chair. Live streaming the confession. Tell them about Elena Reyes, I hissed. His empire imploded live on CNN. Feds swarming the tower. Mom confessed that night. Kitchen light harsh as truth.
Mia.
I built it to heal, PTSD swaps for vets. But Harlan twisted it. Tears carved rivers. I ran to protect you. Protect? Or perpetuate? We argued till dawn. Her sobs echoing the Motown melancholy of old records. I forgave. Or tried. America's grace under fire. But the scar puckered. Was I avenging her sins or mine? Ending? No tidy bow. Jake got probation. Therapy in a cushy clinic. Mia community service. Her vlogs pivoting to redemption arcs. I testified. Deal struck, no jail. But monitored. A digital ankle bracelet for hackers. Graduated Cass Tech. Scholarship to Wayne State Psychology. Ironically. Mom and I moved to a better zip. Her consulting legit now. Ethics boards watching. But in quiet moments, staring at the Detroit River's oily shimmer, I debate, did I right wrongs? Or swap one monster for another? Hero? Vigilante? The controversy lingers. A tense fog over the skyline. Readers, you decide. In this land of second chances and loaded guns, revenge isn't closure, It's the swap that never fully reverses.